Of this Thursday lunchtime, and of course Thursday being Thursday means that we are talking boxing alongside Spencer Oliver, Simon and myself, the legend that is the commentator Adam Smith. What a voice Mr. Smith has got. But we are delighted that 4 has just become 5, because joining us now live this lunchtime here in the 17th floor of the News Building, Olympic bronze medalist Lewis Richardson has just joined us. Lewis, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, thanks for having me. It's great to be involved. I often watch these shows, so great to be part of it today.
You are a big part of it, mate. You're a big part of the success, if you like, of Team GB at the Olympics. You clinched Team GB's only boxing medal of Paris 2024. You got a bronze. I mean, it was so tough, wasn't it? But you did it. You got a medal, and the others couldn't do it. Yeah. Has it sunk in yet?
I don't know. It's hard to know whether it will sink in. I don't know 100% what it should feel like, but it's definitely a nice feeling. And you know, I've had a lot of congratulations since being home, a lot of positive support, a lot of good energy around me, and yeah, just still riding that wave, to be honest. Still enjoying it. Back in training slightly now, but it's a little bit more on my terms, sort of as and when I want, rather than it being so super structured all the time. But yeah, in regards to sinking, I'm not 100% sure.
Where is the medal, Lewis? Where is it? Have you got it with you?
It's in my pocket.
Come on, come on. We're live on YouTube and Facebook.
That didn't take long to get out, did it?
Yes. Show us your medals, Mr. Richardson. Look at this.
Yeah,
it is, Adam, isn't it?
Bronze medal.
It's brilliant. It's just something for life, and it's an incredible achievement and something you should be very, very proud of.
It really is, mate. I was out there actually in Paris, and I saw this young man perform, and I think you was looking at the draw. When
Fabulous.
we looked at the draw of the 6 fighters that were actually out there, you looked at your draw and thought, do you know what? Out of anyone you're going to pick, he's not going to medal out there. It's Lewis Richardson because of the tough draw that he had, and it is all about the draw and where it lands, etc. And you was the one that excelled, and you come through some tough fights in your prelims. Yeah. I thought you was very unlucky actually in the semi-finals. I think that should have been at least a silver going into that one, because I thought that you won that semi-final. I thought that the judging out there, the scoring out there was terrible, not just on your fight, but across the board. I think that seriously needs to be looked at, because, I think that when you look at that, and 5 of our 6 boxers in my eyes in Paris should have gone through. They should have won, and I think that was taken from them, which is a shame. But you still medalled and you performed, man, out of your skin. That was brilliant.
We talk about the draw, and obviously, I don't look at the draw, so I didn't see the draw, but I knew. I could just sense people thought I had a tough draw. I just knew it hadn't been easy for none of us really. We had the Kazakhstan on my side of the draw. We had the Japanese on my side of the draw. Fortunately for me, or fortunately or unfortunately, the Jordan beat both of those opponents who were ranked. I mean, every single person I boxed was ranked above me in the tournament. But I was just taking it one fight at a time. I had a Serbian in the first fight, who was obviously European champion, world medalist. So on paper that was a tough fight. Beat Pat McCormack a few years ago in the amateurs, and anyone who beats Pat McCormack in the amateurs is a serious fighter. Was able to get through him, and then going into the against Jordan, obviously for the medal, pressure situation with the fact that no one else had won a fight for Team GB, let alone obviously in a medal stage. Going against him, knowing who he'd just beat, in beating the Kazakhstan and the Japanese, it was again high pressure situation. But I was really happy with the way I sort of conducted myself inside and outside the ring, and the way I held my nerve under pressure.
How disappointed was you that semi-final didn't go your way?
Yeah,
the first couple of fights that you had, they were quite close, but the right person should win, and that was you. You won those fights, and it should have gone that way in that semi-final as well. I mean, and it's a bittersweet because you medalled and no one expected that. But how disappointed was you in that semi-final?
Listen, I'm a winner, and I want to win. And of course, I've won a bronze, but at the same time, I've lost the fight to almost win that bronze. It's a hard task. It's not like 100-meter where you finish third and you've won that bronze. It's slightly different. So there was that bittersweet sort of thing, especially initially. But going into the games, I sort of took my eye off a medal, and it was, I wanted a medal, but all I wanted to do really was to perform. I didn't need the medal. I didn't want to sort of sell myself to a medal. it was like I wanted to be more than that. And as long as I could be proud of my performances, which all 3 of my performances I was proud of, then I could walk away a happy man. And fortunately for me, I've been able to walk away with a medal.
Lewis, are you proud of the bronze medal? Because I remember Ben Whittaker. Do you remember, Simon?
I was about to say this. I mean, is your viewpoint that you've won a bronze medal or you've lost a silver or gold?
Yeah. So my viewpoint is I've won a bronze because to have 2 fights, to win the 2 fights, in my quarter-final, I won that quarter-final to win a bronze medal. I won the bronze, and then it's a case of, I've lost this. I've unfortunately dipped out on a 3-2 split in the semi. So, we see what with Ben's reaction when he lost in the final to Cuba a few years ago, and
didn't want the silver, wanted the gold.
Yeah, and of course I wanted that. So initially, like you'll see me in interviews post-fight, and like it was a real disappointment, but I wanted to flip that narrative quite early because I didn't want to dwell on the fact that I've lost the fight. I wanted to celebrate rather than sort of commiserate. And I had a lot of media like 12 hours later, like the next morning after I lost, and it was a very celebratory sort of atmosphere in that room, and I wanted to sort of thrive off that, right? Yeah, rather than see it as a negative that I've lost. Because listen, to be an Olympian is an exclusive club. To be an Olympic medalist is even more exclusive.
Lewis, what was it like seeing all your teammates getting knocked out of the tournament? That must be really odd because obviously you're the sole success, a lot of attention on you now. You look back to Tokyo and everyone was sort of winning and it was what colour medal there'll be, but all your friends and all your mates were going by the wayside. Was that tough?
Yeah, it was really difficult. And, we look at Tokyo and we won the right end of quite a few 3-2 decisions in Tokyo. Unfortunately, this time it was the other way around, and I don't like creating a narrative around robberies. I think the term robbery is thrown around far too often, and there were close fights. And I thought we should have got more victories than we got out in Paris. But I don't massively like the term robbery. It was difficult, and I knew the media were sort of on the case of Team GB and saying, listen, it's a failure and it's a real disappointment. But from a performance point of view, I think every boxer from Team GB could be proud of their performances.
I think that 5 of the 6 being out there and commentating on the fights, and I think that 5 of the 6 that went out should have gone through. And I think that I'd probably say 3 of them, Rosie Eccles was one, Cindy and Gamba was another one. That was a terrible one as well. I think 3 of them at least were robberies. I know you because you're part of the team and you don't like using that term, but that's what it was, man. Like you look at it and you go, the judging. That's what needs sorting out here. Will boxing survive? Will it be in LA in 4 years' time? And can they get a new governing body to take it over because of the corruption that's been going on behind the scenes? That's the sad state of affairs in Olympic boxing right now. I hope they can sort that out because obviously
we need them to.
That churns out, our future world champions.
Yeah. Lewis, delighted that you enjoy this part of our show on a Thursday, and you're a part of it, mate. You're a big part of it. So stay with us right now. Where are we now? 1:45. Let's head to 1 o'clock in the company of medal winner Lewis Richardson. Talking boxing, of course. 5 of us in the studio today because we have been joined by Olympic bronze medalist in Paris, Lewis Richardson. I've got to say, Spencer, Simon, Adam is with us as well. When we talk boxing on a Thursday, the number of messages come in, it never fails to amaze me. This Thursday lunchtime has been incredible. So many people messaging in your thoughts on Dubois' chances against AJ, and so many of you wanting to praise and congratulate Lewis for his performance level in Paris. Here's one randomly. Ben and Kev, Tranmere Rovers fans from the Wirral, please tell him we say hello. I helped coach Lewis at Centurions ABC in Colchester when he first started.
I know Kev, yeah. He's a great guy, Kev. Yeah.
He says hello. He's elbowed his way onto the show.
He's done well there. He's done well.
So many people. There's Ken in Colchester. Praising you, saying Colchester is proud of you. Funnily enough, producer Luke comes from Colchester as well, doesn't he, Simon?
Well, there's the end of the physical spectrum that we like.
Yeah, you'll see him in a chip shop on a Friday night.
He's the brains behind this show. Come on.
Here's a big question. You're going to go pro? If so, when?
Yeah, listen, the plan is now to transition over to the professional side of boxing. Sooner rather than later. GB Boxing, I must, give a massive shout out to them. They've been absolutely fantastic for me. they really believed in me when times were tough. You know, my weight got took out of the Olympics about 18 months ago. I was a natural middleweight, had to drop down to 71. Give me opportunities. You know, I had to prove myself, but I did prove myself. And yeah, it's been a great journey with GB boxing. But now it's inevitable that I want to make that transition.
Here's a question for him, Adam. When you go pro, who's your promoter going to be?
We all want to know that.
Come on, Lewis.
We'll find out over the next few months. Obviously,
a few meetings lined up.
Yeah, exactly that. You know, and I believe rightly so. As you said earlier, I'm this year's only Olympic medalist. You know, from Team GB in boxing. So I believe the opportunity should come my way, and I feel like I've earned my stripes to be sitting in those meetings with the top promoters to have them conversations.
Take your time, meet with everybody, see what's the right fit for you.
Yeah, it's about controlling your own destiny. And the question I wanted to ask you, Lewis, I know what the struggles were for you to make 71 kilograms, which is effectively light middleweights in the professional ranks. You come down from middleweight, and it was difficult for you because they took that weight category out, and you made the weight. And to do that and medal as well, trust me, for anyone that don't know anything about making weights in boxing, that extra pound or 2 pounds can be the killer. That is the real struggle.
Yeah.
And you've done that, and you still achieve what you've done. Where's it going to land as a professional? Would you like to compete as a middleweight, or would that be down at light middle?
No, it's hard to say because it's slight discrepancies in weight changes with amateur to professional. I've had 16 fights this year, you know, at making 71, and the difference with amateur boxers, you make the weight on the day, and then you have to obviously box on the day, and you make the weight again the next day. The beauty of professional boxing is you only make it once. You make it the day before. You've got plenty of time to refuel and recover. I think I could campaign at super welter, light middle. Yeah. But I think, you know, early at the start of my career, I'll probably dip in and out between light middle and middleweight and see where we go from there. I think there's talent, you know, within Britain and within the world at both weights. So it's exciting, you know, where the opportunities are there, then I'm sure I can make the right decisions.
I mean, the opportunities are going to open up for you, Lewis. You know what you're doing in the ring. You're obviously extremely articulate. And you look at others. I mean, Adam, Ben Whittaker, about to headline in the USA. I mean, honestly, the opportunities for you, Lewis, are endless.
Yeah.
And you must see that. Never before has it been a better time to be a boxer on the rise.
And it's the right time for boxing worldwide at the moment, but also it's the right pedigree. You know, he's gone through this and he's learnt how to box really intelligently. He's gone to the biggest tournaments in the world. He's come back with a medal. He's mid-20s, 27, yeah?
Yeah. Just
perfect. Absolutely perfect. Go and have a look. Chat to the promoters. Work out who's best fit. Promoter, trainer, manager. And let's go for it. What a time. What an opportunity.
Definitely. Yeah.
Should be full of confidence.
It's a great time to turn professional. I feel like I'm in a great position. I've worked extremely hard to get here, but I feel grateful for the opportunities, for the position I'm in, and now it's just a case of building the right team around me to sort of create that path to go and win world titles. I believe I'm capable of doing so. You know, people ask my ambitions as a pro, and I believe I can go all the way to win world titles. And you know, just I'm proud to be British. I'm proud to represent the country, and I'm you know, I want to sort of bring big nights, you know, to Colchester and Essex, but also want to travel worldwide and just make the most of every opportunity that comes my way.
Right. When it comes to inspirational figures, is AJ one of them?
I would say, yeah, he's been a good role model to us coming through. Obviously, London 2012 was a real big moment for me. It's when I won my first schoolboy ABA title back in London 2012. And obviously, Olympic year, you had Luke Campbell, Anthony Joshua, Agogo winning his bronze. You know, big role models for us youngsters growing up. And Josh, you know, Josh was fortunate enough to train with us when we were on GB, and when he was with Rob and being based up Sheffield still. So he was he was a good role model in the gym. He was a hard worker in the gym, and I think he's done really well in his career.
I know you're impressed when someone opens up and speaks the way this fella is speaking. You cannot help but be impressed, Simon.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if people say sensible things and they say things in the right way, then you give them the due respect. I think he spoke very well. I think the opportunities for him are there. He's won an Olympic medal. And as Adam gives him invaluable advice, to spend time with the various promoters, because it's not about the instantaneous gratification. It's not about who can pay for your signature. It's about who can deliver you a career and an opportunity, and who can make the fights for you at the right time and give you the development to make sure that the game you're going into rewards you the way it should. Because as Spencer can attest, one of the hardest games to go into in any sports environment, isn't it?
Yeah, totally agree. You know, it is all about timing. You're in a great place right now. And it is all about, you know, you controlling your own destiny and deciding where you want to go. And Simon's right in what he says. It's about, you know, what they can deliver for you.
Yeah.
You know, you're the guy that's in control. They're effectively working for you. And it's what you get from it. So just take your time on that.
Yeah.
What do you think about next week, Lewis? All eyes on Wembley. All eyes on AJ Dubois.
It's an absolutely fantastic card,
isn't it?
Funny you say that. I'm yet to get a ticket for that. So interestingly,
join the queue.
whoever's listened to this talkSPORT, if there's anyone that wants to head, I'm sure Simon, you've got good contacts, haven't you? It's your,
who are you picking from Josh Kelly and Liam Smith? Given it's a weight class that might interest you.
I mean, my biggest thought is Liam Smith healthy at the weight?
Don't give him an answer until he gives you a ticket, mate.
Is this how negotiations are? I'm learning on the job.
Well, give him a good answer and you might get a ticket.
Yeah, listen, if Liam Smith is healthy, you know, and is in peak condition, I believe Liam Smith will, you know, outman sort of Josh Kelly. It's a great fight. Josh Kelly has loads of skill. How conditioned is Josh Kelly at the moment? We've seen him, you know, not be the fittest in certain scenarios. How hard does he work? It's a great fight. It's a stat card. Josh Ratchy, Willie Hutchinson, absolutely fantastic bout.
Kakashi Warrington.
Yeah.
Someone get this man on as a pundit next week.
I know, brilliant.
He can read a fight well, can't he?
Well.
Absolutely. And Joshua Dubois, who do you think?
It's a great fight,
isn't it?
You know, if I had to put money down, I'd go Joshua. But listen, Dubois, he's my age. Dubois was my age. So growing up, we won the schoolboys together, and we went to England camps together. He's had a fantastic career, learned off of, you know, difficult losses. But I believe he's learned from that and he's come back a much better fighter, a much more resilient fighter. So it's a great fight. I'm just super excited for the card. And yeah, as I say, if Simon's not sorting me out a ticket, I'm sure someone else around the boxing world can.
They all listen, Lewis. I mean, Frank Warren listens, Eddie Heron listens. They will be listening this lunchtime. Finally, October 12th, I'm keen to get your take on Fabio Wardley, Frazer Clarke.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Fabio's quite close to me. He's in Ipswich. I'm in Colchester. It's not far away at all. He's doing, you know, amazingly well, Fabio, from his background in you know, a lack of amateur sort of pedigree. Frazer's the other way, you know, got that amateur pedigree. Good friend of mine, Frazer. It was a fantastic fight the first time, and I'm so glad they're getting to run it back and hopefully getting, you know, paid their dues for that rematch. You know, Frazer being a good friend of mine, I believe he can do it. I believe he'll come back even fitter, even stronger, and he'd have learned a lot more. Fabio has been in them environments as a pro a bit more than Frazer has, so I believe Frazer will have learned more from being in that hard 12-rounder than Fabio potentially.
Lewis,
great fight.
You have been something else, my friend. Well done again.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure to be here. Listen, you ever want me back, you know where I am. So
don't worry, that will be happening.
It'll only cost you a ticket at Wembley.
And I mean this, your fellow Colchester resident, producer Luke, through the glass this morning, had the indecency to say he's one of our own when we said that Lewis was coming in. He could not fight his way out of a paper bag, Lewis. I have to tell you. Lewis Richardson with us live. Adam, great seeing you. Thank you so much, mate.
A pleasure. Can't wait for next
brilliant
week.
stuff. As for you two, top boxing's best. Spencer, thank you very much. Simon, have a good one.